but for Twitch, we're going. So, welcome back to Anifade 2. Let's see what the Hermit is again. Rumor has it there's a confusing. This seems fun. We gotta finish Malcliffe's backstory before we can, you know, start the others. But what was your ability? Armor break? Shoot before that causes high armor damage. When activated, Colbjorn performs a charge attack that causes stun to enemies. Stay close. Do I have to stay closer? Oh, the cooldown is just 30 seconds. I was gonna say, the other ones were saying, like, stay closer to, do it faster. Oh, Lady of the Lake is not a sword. It is a encounter. I thought it was a sword. Well, we'll put that in there. Although, no, we can't, because it said map reveal is good, so we gotta go with the map reveal card. Sadness. Let's go to Yvette's cottage. Screw the market thief. Burning building. Let's take Alchemist. Purgatory, that sounds like a fun old time. Fate's dealing, sure. Empire contacts, dark, cunning man. Alright, and we get, what did it say? We need food? Oh, yes, I did not mean to start. Food. Friendly innkeeper. Reveal map. Well. Yeah, let's do one drunken night. That's easy. This is one-handed, we'll take that. Dark Thirst, the Ire. Actually, we don't need Dark Thirst and the Ire. Billy Clubs, what do you gotta do? Kill 15 thieves with a finisher.
I guess that card is one of your favorites. I don't see the appeal.
Two-handed, one-handed, well, not two-handed, a dual-wield one-handed and a two-handed heavy weapon. And then we can, let's take some new stuff. Eat less. No, that's helpful. I like that. Let's take that artifact. Armor of Gluttony sounds something to do with food. Jousting armor, what do I gotta do? Oh, I don't know yet. Oh, what do? You remove a card? Yes. We gotta get food. Gain 5 food. Fine sword. And the buckler. Alright, let us begin the Hermit.
I have spent more time alone than any hermit could imagine.
Yeah, me
In
too,
truth, it is only your ignorance that leaves these cards occupied by such
Don't be talking about my ignorance. Okay, so this is a
You
gold
seek
only.
and the hermit moves again.
Gold token only challenge.
We have much to learn from each other at this point.
The Devilish Forest. While exploring the wildlands, you arrive quite suddenly at the fringes of the curiously enchanted winter forest. Where you stand, it is a warm summer afternoon, yet only 10 steps away the cedars are gray with frost and the ground is blanketed in thick snow. Horrendous. You turn in surprise to face the speaker. It's the General of Steel! An Empire general in impressively plumed helm approaches you. A sizable company of Empire soldiers are arrayed behind him. Horrendous, isn't it? The smear of obstinate mage filth staining the land. You and your squire, he glances at Manaclips, should leave. This frozen waste is no place for common folk. The ground changes underfoot and the blizzards tear your skin to shreds. The Empire is 40 days away. 40 days later, is that a movie, or is it 30 days later, or is it 20 days later? I don't know. I don't watch movies. He gestures and his troops split into small parties and head into the wasteland. He turns to you and bows deeply before the last party in. Never fear, citizen, this mage will meet the blade of the Empire's justice. Malaclips, what about the Hermit? He claps his hands joyfully. This Hermit is one of my personal heroes. He's up there with that cat I saw once, the one that stole a sweet roll from a sleeping guard. He gestures at his troops, split into small parties, and head into the wasteland. He turns to you and bows deeply before following the last party. And never fear, citizen, this mage will meet the blade of the Empire's justice. Enter the Hermit's forest. Malaclips stares at the troops as the troops disappear into the cold fog. I suppose we must ignore our better judgment and warn this poor Hermit before he is discovered. Sir, we're saving the Hermit.
The storm will delay you, but it will also delay those who are hunting your prey.
With little warning, a snowstorm sweeps in from the north. Oh yeah, the Hermit is one of the Malaclips' heroes, so he doesn't want to die. The snowstorm sweeps in from the north. The snow whips against you like shards of glass, obscures your vision. You struggle to find cover. The storm tears through the forest, erasing your tracks. The Empire falls 4 days behind. Uh-oh. Nailed it. You fall, half blind, into a cave obscured by rock and bramble, a perfect shelter from the storm. Hello, hello, hello. I have no food. I have no, gold, sorry. What I meant to say. Can I sell garbage? Yeah, let's take that. So that we'll need to be able to defend. Yeah. We'll. Use defend. Yeah, we don't need a buckler, sorry. We do need a sword, though. Let's buy this ring of food. Wish I didn't find it so quickly. Madman,
They say
alright, let's go.
madness can be a blessing. Not I, however. I would never be so thoughtless.
The journey comes with some confusion regarding logistics and food. What did you even eat? Malaclips had cried. In the end, you managed to bring the maid home safely to the madmen near Forstford. Their home is in an ominous building with high gates, barred windows, and faint screaming coming from within. It passes as an asylum disquietingly well. Right, we'll just drop these little munchkins off and be on our way to get that cure. Malaclips leads your ragtag bag to the main door. Ragtag bunch to the main door before turning to you and saying seriously, please, perform the secret knock. Well, it's obviously a tune. Malaclips wipes an imaginary tear from his eye. Beautiful. Simply a masterpiece. That wasn't the secret knock, but I accept it anyway. Then he merely pushes open the unlocked doors. You are met by two tall men, identical twins dressed in patterned nightgowns. Oh, Malaclips, you old fool. making me think there's secret knocks. Ira of the Vale told us you'd be coming, one of the twins says. I'm Barry, and this is Mary. They call us madmen, but it is only a name. They shove you aside and hurry the children indoors. Hurry, hurry, children, hurry, hurry. We're good sorts, aren't we, Barry? His twin nods as he brushes the children's hair and hands them nightgowns. Yes, indeed, but sometimes I forget we're merely acting and I do mad things like setting that farm on fire. Keeps the rabble off our trail, though, don't it? Mary nods as he brings out a plate of warm spiced breads. As the children warily sit down to eat spiced breads and butter, Mary asks you a favor. You'll need your clearing out this place. You'll need your help, but without the H. The H is silent. We'll need your help cleaning out this place. Hasn't it been an orphanage for a long time, has it? Not fit for children, the monsters in the burning room, Mary. Barry notes while cutting carrots. The burning room? I'd say we should probably extinguish the burning room first. That's gonna do more damage faster than a monster. As you approach the stairs, a man in rags rushes past and barrels into an adjacent room. He peers out at you with mad eyes. That'd be Frida, Mary says behind you. He kept trying to climb Forsford's clock tower, so they sent him here. He's harmless. Frida slams the door closed, then open, then closed again. You arrive at the burning room. The room is literally on fire. Everything has been reduced to ash inside. Somehow magic is keeping the fire contained within. Malclips, what do? The maid shrugs. Perhaps that's the answer. He points to a chubby lizard-like creature the size of a small dog and watches you cautiously from the corner of the room. A fire salamander, a hatchling at that. I'd have thought them long extinct. The room is literally on fire. I will placate you. Oh boy. It's on top. It's third. It is not third. The little lizard panics. His cheeks bulge and it glances about furtively. Suddenly it belches fire over you and your companion, singeing your hair and eyebrows. Injury. Ow, my hair and eyebrows. I will walk into the room. You stride confidently, just walking into a fiery room. You stride confidently into the fiery room and are immediately engulfed in flame. Malglyphs bursts into laughter. You back out of the room, patting frantically at the spot fires on your arms and legs. Alright. Well, walking in does not work. One does not simply walk into a burning room. Okay, only a little bit of failure. The fiery creature stares at your offer, but refuses to budge. Get placated! You have been at it so long that the creature now appears less afraid and more bored of your presence. It sniffs around the ashes for something to eat. Refuses to budge. No, stop putting everything on the huge success! You coo and offer cake to the fat little lizard. Intrigued, it waddles over to the doorframe, licking its lips. You notice the flames recede as it approaches. It stifles the burp and spits a piece of equipment onto the ground. The item sizzles on the floorboards. Billy Clubs!
One wonders how an inanimate object determines its sense of right and wrong. Let us hope they never turn upon you.
The fires have been extinguished, but the room continues to smoke and smolder. Now we can walk in. With the salamander calm, the flames recede and the room becomes cool enough to enter. The chubby creature clambers up your legs, snuggles into your arms, glibbering softly to itself. The little beast gags and convulses in your arms until, with a tiny squawk, it coughs up an item that drops painfully onto your toe. God! Oh yeah, I guess that would be quite painful. I don't know how a salamander coughed this up, but I suppose it would be painful for that to fall on my foot. On the advice of Malclips, those ones are prone to spontaneous combustion. You release the little creature outside. It gives your palm a warm little lick before it patters away to the cliffs nearby. With that dealt with, you return to the kitchen. Mary boils sheets in a massive steel vat while his brother prepares radishes for the stew. Their tummies full of warm bread, the children find comfortable spots around the kitchen to nap. Let's go kill the monster! Barry leads you down to the cellar door. It's there, I've had to resort to going down to town to buy our pickled vegetables. They scream like banshees when I ask them what blood they've pickled them in, though. Barry closes the door behind you. You follow the steps deep beneath the fortress until you find yourself in an underground cave. You hear guttural moan. Oh no, a terror of blight. Uh-oh, I just got email. Is it from anyone important? No. Well honed and well worn.
Every time I get to this place, I do stupid things.
Get stabbed. Whoopsies. Get L2'd, maybe. There we go, boys. There we go. I feel like I got hit like 5 times during that whole thing, but like my shield from Malclips never disappeared. You poke at the dead thing to see if it holds any treasure, but find nothing of value. Malclips rubs his shoulder nervously as he gazes into the creature's cold, dead eyes.
One step closer to a cure, perhaps.
Yes!
If it is as they say, my interest is piqued.
With the problems resolved, the madmen insists you stay for supper. Seated on opposite ends of a comically long dining table, you shout conversation at each other. Malclips takes quickly and jovially to the shouting. How do you know, Malclips? Yes, Malclips stole some scrolls from the orphanage once. The barge chokes into his bowl. The madmen seem nonchalant about the transgression. You were just a boy, but it doesn't make it right. We'd like those scrolls back sometime. With the problems resolved, the madmen insist you stay. Okay. What's your opinion of the Empire, Mary and Barry? General calamity, isn't it, Barry? Mary shouts at his hands out hunks of bread. Barry nods. I wouldn't think they were so bad if only they didn't try and kill us all magic folk. Not to mention what they did to those poor lizard men. I remember, Barry continues, when my silk trader was a lizard man. Now they're all dead. I remember Barry. I remember Barry. Remember Barry. Remember Easter egg? South Park? Maybe? I dig it. That's not coincidental. I refuse to say that's coincidental. When my silk trader was a lizardman, now they're all dead, except for the bloke hiding in the Sid. Even if it's not an intentional Easter egg, I appreciate it. Malclips bellows back, weren't the lizardmen wiped out centuries ago? Barry scratches his crooked nose. At least you think he did. He's so very far away. Yes, it has been a while, hasn't it? The stew is delicious. Yell across the table that the stew is delicious. What? Mary shouts back. He says there's too much carrot in the stew. Malclips joins in. The madmen look at each other, confused. No, we can't marry you. Yes, I will marry you, Malclips replies. He reaches for his loot. It's real arms, Kirkwood. Thank you for noticing. Alright. That is a comically long table. Finish eating supper. As you finish your stew, Malclips brings out his loot. After the second song, the madman politely suggests that it's time for you two to leave. The children giggle at the bard's silent indignation. Nice, nice,
now
nice.
The power is yours to use.
I do not believe I would like to equip the billy club. With the maid shown peering out behind them, the madmen near Forceford wave goodbye from the front door. As the door closes, your companion collapses on his hands and knees, blood oozing from his mouth. Malclips, that doesn't seem like a normal thing to do. He pulls himself warily to his feet and groans, his cure can't come soon enough, coin slave.
This may be your chance to set the mouse upon the cat.
Further into the forest, you hear a smattering of voices carried on the wind from somewhere to the east. You motion Malclips to stay behind before cautiously approaching the voices. You spy a small Empire party taking a break from their zealous manhunt. Obscured by fog and brambles, you consider your options. If you stay hidden, you might learn more of the forest, but you also risk discovery. Stay hidden. Oh, this is easy peasy, boys. This is easy peasy. I'd stay hidden for days if that's a precision gambit. The soldier whistles and sits down. It's a good thing the captain thought to give us these shields. We'd be wandering into blizzards in that blasted imp otherwise. You spy a shining shield resting against a boulder just in reach of your hiding place. Is this the enchanted shield the soldier mentioned? To your dismay, a soldier balancing an overflowing bowl of stew sits down in front of your hiding place. I can't steal the shield if there's a guy there. I will continue to stay hidden. Uh-oh, it's smaller now. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You overhear the soldiers discussing a nearby landmark. That's not nearby. Unfortunately, another soldier approaches and the pair begins an animated conversation about their callous day plans. Sneak away. Oh, I gotta do this again.
Breathe. You have done well.
Did the challenge warn me of precision gambits? I don't recall. Long shot trophy. The snow crunches loudly underfoot, but by luck or fate, you manage to slip away. Or fate. Hand of fate. It really sucks I can't go back to the general store. Oh! The Empire's... Okay, so it moves every time I move, whether I've discovered it or not. We should explore new stuff then. Okay, only a little bit of failure, not bad. Winter Trail, a chill wind blows right through your armor. One drunken night, the unmistakable scrape of metal wakes you fully from your slumber and you slowly take stock of your surroundings. The dungeons are vastly improved from the first one. I don't know if they're just a little bit easier, but in the first one I remember like the controls just not being nearly at all as like reactive or working. Yeah. Alright, lots of gold. Don't see no food chests, but lots of gold. I don't like going backwards, so let's do this now. Alright. We're doing good. We got one more gold. We got 2 gold chests over here. Dungeon's easy. Be a little bit bold right there. Easy. Bear trap's gonna get me. That's gold. Literally tons of it. I think that's 30. I think there's 5 each. I think there were 6. I could be wrong about each thing having 5 each. Oh no, it's 5 each. Okay, cool. I gain 1 billion fame. You fumble in your haversack for something to eat. Happily, you find a half-eaten pasty and try to find your way out of the blah blah blahs.
Use the Empire to provide the fodder for your own challenges. I understand.
You visit your contact in the Imperial Armor. You must be playing for trouble if you come to me for help, he says with a knowing grin. Tell me, who are you hunting? I'll see what I can find in the vault of contraband items. Northerners. You explain how the Northerners have come to your attention. I think I have just the thing, he comments, heading into the vault. Nazgûr's Reckoning. I could get in a lot of trouble if anyone finds out I took this from the vault. I'll have it sent to you when I can. He looks dubious for a moment before accepting the gold and handing over the item. If anyone asks, you were never here, he says, and quickly hides the gold out of sight.
Created by a mighty smith working hand in hand with a great mage. We will not see those days again.
Use defend to block attacks. Yeah, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Really sucks I can't go back to the general store because I'd like food.
A creature of confusion,
Sharptooth.
but no malice.
A small blue imp materializes on the path ahead of you. It grins, revealing rows of needle-like teeth. I am Sharptooth. The creature rushes at you, arms outstretched. You back away from its enthusiastic embrace. Undeterred, Sharptooth merely grins. I will move the forest around? Yes. Oh, all of them. The forest spasms and the trees on the horizon shift back and forth as if moved by an invisible hand. Seemingly content, Sharptooth simply fades from view, waving cheerfully all the while. Right, maybe that's a bad idea. I have no food.
Starvation has been the end of many adventurers.
You find a tree etched with a strange marking. Is this a sign pointing toward the Hermit? The clean snow is marred by heavy footprints. The Empire must be ahead of you. They draw 4 days closer. Not knowing what else to do, you press on. Blizzard. Second one. Still think it's the second one. Nice. You fall half blind into a cave obscured by rock and bramble, blah 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 blah. I need some food. You spy a small Empire party taking a break from their zealous manhunt. Stay hidden, of course. Stealing the shield. It's gonna be a tiny one. Oh yeah, this is a toughie. Poop turds. Don't laugh at me.
What an unfortunate time for your skills to leave you.
Nervously, you reach for the shield. The soldier squirms uncomfortably and almost sits on your hand. Steal the shield. Dog. You breathe a sigh of relief when the last soldier is trudged away from your hiding place. Yo, alright, well if I do this again, I'm not doing no blasted thing. Moving the map around.
Good luck taking this token from me.
Oh, no, I'm not. I need food, dog. This is
A balance
the
of
end.
resources is key. No one wants to perish wealthy, but starving.
It's only a matter of time before the sounds of combat attract another patrol. I have that equipped. Sure, that seems good. Alright, got 5 health. They better have some food for me. Better have some food for me if I beat them without losing 5 health. Basically, without getting hit once a single time at all, ever. We'll do this again. We're not gonna... If we're gonna do this again, we're not gonna move the forest around. Because they still had 30 plus days, so we were doing fine. At first, well, the whole top row was unknown cards, so at first I thought it was just going to take the unknowns and shuffle those, but it shuffled everything. Nazgar was a duelist who traveled deep into the north. Only after defeating all comers was he accepted as one of their own.
You lot are hardly worth our time.
Oh, well, that's good. Yo, you got L1 for me, bud? Yes, these guys are pretty easy. Oh, L1 me, bro. You're gonna draw attention to us. Please die soon. This is a stolen a second left. There was a second left. Please have food. I don't want forfeit, I want food. I don't want equipment. Oh yeah, I'll have to discard it. Yeah, I'll have to. Oh!